Hey, what is up guys? Guitar-Rock here, welcome back to another Blue Archive video. So if you guys are not aware, they basically put up this particular page from Nexon. Alright, you can access this. This is going to be for the upcoming Fest banner that we'll be having in about 2 more weeks. Or is it 1 more week from now? Wait, it should be 2 more weeks, right? So let's talk a little bit more about this. What is going to happen? We get a couple of new things going on. Right now we have the main story, Foreclosure Task Force Chapter 3 Part 4. We're going to have Part 5 later on 23rd. And then of course a special bonus for Arona. I don't think it was listed right here what we're getting there. Some reruns here and there. Alongside with that, we're going to get this main event. It's going to be She Side Outside. Free recruitment, that's going to be 100 free pulls. It's going to happen exactly the end of this month on 30th. And then Radiant Moon, Roshia's Dream, plenty of cool things. So we're going to talk about everything that's happening in Blue Archive. If you guys want to start Blue Archive, now it's probably going to be a very good time. Somewhere around this month or end of this month is going to be when the Fast banner starts, and that's going to be the 6% banner. So we're getting double our usual rates to pull for the strongest characters in the game. Alright, the Fast characters. So let's jump into it. Now first things first, they did put up a video right here. You can access it by clicking this, but you can't access it on the official YouTube channel. So we're gonna watch this one first. This is going to be for the latest character, the upcoming limited character, She Side Outside. Alright. So it's gonna feature Swimsuit Saori with the other 3 characters, of course, right? Oof. I want to see what the event is going to be all about. Oh yeah, Akemi will make her first appearance as well, which is going to be very interesting. So I can't wait for that. Oh, there's a spot a difference. Okay. Special event. There's a mini game called High Low Halo with area squad specifically. So it's like a tower defense mini game. Okay, very interesting. So obviously when this comes, we are going to make I definitely will make a separate video talking more about this. But for now, let's focus on the characters at hand. Alright, so as you can see, there's the roadmap given to us as well. So by far, I'm sure a lot of you guys know, a lot of us know. But if you guys are new, Blue Archive, usually what happens is every 6 months, we have this Fast banner. This is going to be the 6% banner. And in this banner, you actually get the strongest limited characters, and you can only obtain them during this particular period, alright? So you can see, this time it's going to feature 3 particular banners. We got Hoshino Arm, alright? Or the Battle Suit Hoshino, very cool. Now this particular Hoshino is very unique because she has 2 stances, alright? You can see defensive stance, offensive stance, alright? You can set them however you want before jumping into battle. So let's see if I can show it to you guys by clicking on this. Okay, so I'm going to try to see if I can. So you can see that is going to be for the defense stance, but we also have the offense stance Hoshino. As you can see, she will jump in, and this is going to be, most of the time I believe you are going to use this more than the other ones, but she's basically a 2-in-1 character, and this is going to be the one doing, like you can see, massive AoE damage, right? Whereas the other one is more for more for defensive purposes. Both are, you know, she's going to be very strong for sure, and I do highly recommend you guys to try to get you know, her alongside with the other 2 more. The second character is going to be none other than Shiroko Terror. Everybody has been looking forward to her. Now she is going to be a very strong character in quite a number of content as well. She's probably going to be one of the better Mystic type DPS character. Very good to cycle through as well. She's a 3-cost EX as far as I know. Kind of flexible in a lot of ways, alright? She is going to be a different concept. Her EX skill doesn't really, she doesn't specialize in EX skill, but she specializes in having a strong normal skill, which makes her kind of good as well in the Fury of Set. Now last but not least, if you guys are not aware about this, we are also going to have Mika. Okay, so Mika is a rerun. Now, obviously, I think Mika is going to be still a very strong staple character. If you guys missed out on Mika previously, I highly recommend you guys to get her right now. She is going to be a very strong character. Now obviously I'm still gathering my thoughts, who is going to be the better between all three of these. Hopefully, you know, preferably you can get all 3 because they are all really strong and solid characters, right? But alongside with that, as you can see, very interesting, we got Swimsuit Asuko right here, right? She's going to be 1-star event character. I mean, she is limited, but she's a free character, right? I wouldn't worry about her too much. But you can see right after this fast banner, we got 3 characters featured right here. And then after that, we're going to get 2 more limited banners. And that's going to be for Swimsuit Saori and Swimsuit Hiyori. Now, this is going to be rough, super rough, alright? If you are a free-to-play player, you got the fast banner right here, Hoshino Battle, you got Shiroko Terror, you got Mika if you don't have Mika, you know? And then you got 3 banners, and then right after that, you got 2 more limited characters. Now, literally 5 limited banners. So, who should you pull, right? Ideally, in my humble opinion, these 3 should be a priority, alright? I honestly think that these 3 should be a priority. As for Swimsuit Saori, Swimsuit Hiyori, we can talk a little bit more about them after this. They don't really get as much use as the other 3. Alright, let's be honest. Every single Mika has been really strong. If you guys don't have her, you probably have known that. And these 2 are probably going to be staple, going into more of the Mystic type focus raids as well. Now, they probably, I think Shiroko Terror probably compete with Wakamo in some cases, right? Depending on the terrain and stuff. But in most cases, I would say these 3 should be the higher priority compared to Saori Swimsuit and Hiyori Swimsuit. Alright, so keep that in mind. So alongside with that, we also will have, right after that, we have Meru. Alright, this is going to be a rerun, a bunch of rerun here. Meru, Momiji. Momiji is a 2-star. Cherino, still a very strong character, very solid character. Too bad her JPVA left or something. But yeah, she is going to be there in a banner, I'm guessing. Alongside Marina, Minori, and Shigure Hot Spring. Now, very interesting, right? We got all of these characters. Cherino, she can be a very strong one. However, she's a standard banner character. None of these are like limited by any means, with the exception of, yeah, none of them are limited. And then you can see right after that, we will be getting a special event with Chipao Marina, Chipao Tomo, which both characters are standard as well. Alright, they are not limited. So that means these characters will come out. New characters appear in the banner, and they will be added to the standard banner later on. So the only one that you ideally have to pay attention to is going to be these 3, I would say, if you're super free to play. Now, ideally 6%, the banner rates are going to be really high. You should be able to get them. But, you know, you never know, right? You got a 24,000 Pyroxenes is going to be for you to be able to PT. Now, after this, if you ask me who is going to be the better priority, it's not going to be any of these characters. There's Swimsuit Ui, Swimsuit Hinata, pretty strong. There's also Iroha as well. And Bunny Girl are going to rerun later on, again, if you want them. But I highly recommend every player to start saving for Kisaki. Once you pull for this fast banner, Kisaki and Reijo, these 2 banners, this is going to be the one that you ideally want to pay attention to. Kisaki is going to be one of the most prominent meta supporter in the game. She is going to compete alongside with Akue and Himari, and she's going to be one of the few characters in the game that is unique because she can, she's the only special type student or the only student in general that can increase EX skill damage by 80%. That's a lot, alright? So if you are EX skill based heavy, she is going to be very much needed. Her normal skill gives shield, she can have healing, and also she has cost recovery. She is a beast. Definitely, ideally, try to get her. She is going to see a lot of usage. So that's pretty much what the roadmap indicates in terms of all of these characters. So let's focus on this main priority first. We're going to talk about Hoshino, Shiroko Terror, Mika, and the bunch. We're going to talk about the first couple of students that we will be getting or we'll be looking at first. So hopefully give you guys a better idea. Alright, so I will make a separate in-depth video. But when it comes to the characters right now, we'll focus on the 5 limited first because I don't want you guys to feel overwhelmed. So let's talk about Hoshino Battlesuit. What is she capable of? As you can see, she's a 4-cost EX skill character. She is going to be a little bit weird, right? Like I said, she has 2 roles. Now if her role is to be a tank, alright, this is going to be the defensive one. She moved to a specified location, and then she basically have a shield that acts as a cover. Alright, granting the cover state also increase attack by 156% for 40 seconds. Alright, the cover will basically take on a percentage of Hoshino's HP. So the cover is also same type as Hoshino Battle. Alright, the cover's armor type, that means it's going to be yellow in that case. So this is pretty cool, alright. unless you basically use her in a way to shield your other students. But if you got Tracksuit Yuka and you have a character that can move people around, you don't really need her as much, but she's good in that sense that she can protect if there's some danger incoming. You can basically use this, alright? So this is going to be, she's an alternative, she's an option, right? So normal skill every 40 seconds, equip self with plate to reduce damage taken. Alright, cool, damage reduction here. And after 25 hits, it will be removed. Passive skill increase the attack and HP. And then sub skill, when attack the enemy, there's a 20% chance of reducing target's defense. Now this part is pretty cool, alright? So if you can reduce defense, usually it's always very, very good for a general purpose character. However, in most cases, the stance, you are probably going to use the other stance more often, which is this particular one, right? The attacker mode, alright? So this one is a little bit expensive, 6 cost, alright? But if you got Niu Furuka, you got Ui, usually it's quite manageable. Alright, she can do a lot of damage to one enemy, but also bonus damage to enemies within circular area. Now, I do think that it makes a lot of sense, alright? 6 cost is a little bit expensive, but if you look at it, we don't really have a strong AoE DPS for Mystic type. Alright, the strongest we have is probably Hinata, alright? But Wakamo is like a single target, right? For the longest time. And Nuya Musuki is also an AoE type, but you know, she doesn't do that much damage. So in that case, Hoshino is going to fill that role for a lot of raids that requires AoE. That's going to be like, for example, Perorozilla and Gauss and stuff, right? Maybe Gauss is a bit of both, right? You need single target, you need AoE for the first one, the second one you need single target. But yeah, normal skill, you can see, she is going to basically fast loading. When her armor reaches 0, deals 400% damage to one enemy, which is kind of absurd as well. Alright, increased firing range, critical damage increase, sub skill, all attacks ignores defense. And this is like insane, 85% of defense, alright? So you might look at the multiplier, wait, 500% doesn't seem that high, right? But if your attack is going to ignore 85% of the boss's defense, now that's something. Alright, that's like something extra. Also, alongside with that, increase own attack by 14%. When using EX or normal skill, she is going to be able to do 150% damage to enemies with the cone shape area. So overall, a very solid choice if you are looking for an AoE kind of attacker in terms of what she can do. Hoshino Battlesuit, you can see she has multiple different role, right? So very, very cool in that sense. However, right, you gotta decide between her, like if you are limited resources, and then the other one is going to be Shiroko Terror, who is going to be better for you. Now Shiroko Terror is, I'm gonna be honest, like I think she fits better in the Fury of Set. She's definitely better for late game players. Now if you're a new player, I feel like Hoshino Battlesuit might be better, because if you're getting much more of an AoE character that can carry you in story as well. Now for her concept, Shiroko Terror, she's a bit different. She's also an attacker, special type. As you can see, she summons a drone, alright, she's a 3-cost character, and then normal attacks will deal additional damage, alright? Critical rate increase, critical damage increase. Deal 20% of max HP damage to self, and that's going to be something to consider. You ideally want to bring some healer and stuff. Now her normal skill, you can see, this is going to do quite a number of damage, right? 704%. Now when you summon the drone, it's now going to do 902%, right? It's going to do way more, so everything is right there. One cool thing is also increased attack by 26% and her mystic efficiency by 49%. So she's someone that you bring into the battle, you use her skill. I guess she can be used as a sub DPS if you want to. Alright, she can be very good in that sense. She doesn't have to be a main DPS, but you can use her as a sub DPS because that's pretty much her role, and she's probably going to be very good at it. You don't really need to cycle her skill every single full cycle, right? So she has one thing that when her HP drops 1%, she will not die for 15 seconds. Alright, it's like invulnerable for that period of time. Alright, and you have like a chance to heal her during that period. Alright, this can only occur once per battle because there's a cooldown for this. You can't really abuse this and whatsoever in PvP, but it's still pretty cool. Alright, if she doesn't get healed for 15 seconds, she will then retreat afterwards. But still, you know, she doesn't die instantly when she is on low health. She stays on the battlefield for 15 seconds. That's a long time actually, if you think about it. That's still a lot of time that she can do additional damage. So overall, a very, very good character. The benefit from her is going to lie more in Fury of Set. If you play that a lot, endgame players, definitely she is going to have a very high value. Because for Fury of Set, it's probably harder for you to borrow characters around. You have 6+4 characters as opposed to the regular 4+2 characters in regular raids. Now last one, Mika. I mean, by now we know what Mika can do, right? She's probably one of the strongest characters in the game. I don't really need to speak out on her. If you need yellow piercing type character DPS single target, get her. She is very strong. Alright, she is 6 cost, but with Ui, with New Year Fuuka, she is going to be a beast. She is going to be a monster. Alright, she can also be used as a tank, and she does a lot of things right. She's one of the few characters in the game that has constant guaranteed crit on her damage, on her attack, right? Very cool. That makes her really strong as well. And also she has HP scaling in terms of her skill for boss. Mika, until now, I can't believe she's still not power creep yet. She's so strong that she power creeps every other single piercing type characters. Like, it's insane. Like, it's not even close. For single target DPS, even at the terrain disadvantage, you literally could use her. Alright, you literally could take advantage of her. She is so strong. So I do vouch for a lot of new players. If you don't have Mika yet, I feel like Mika is going to be better for a lot of accounts out there. Now let's talk about Swimsuit Saori. Swimsuit Saori, she is going to be a little bit different. As you can see, she has a bit of problems, alright? She is not going to be someone that you use a lot. Alright, she is limited as well. Again, all of these are limited characters. Mystic damage type, and she's a heavy armor type. Now I think her positioning or her banner sequence is kind of in the wrong place, because like most people are going to pull for Hoshino Battle and Shiroko Terror, and then get the Mystic type DPS, right? And then she's another Mystic type DPS as well, so what is happening, right? But she's definitely more AoE focused. She has very high cost at 7 cost, but at the same time she does a lot of damage in a big massive AoE area, alright? So I can also do like DOT chill damage for 40 seconds. Alright, pretty cool in that sense. Normal attacks a 30% chance of increasing chill damage taken by 19%. So that can be good later when you're fighting Chokma. Alright, I've seen some people use that for the new boss in JP. But for global players, I don't know if you need her or not. I feel like you can get away with not pulling for her and just rely on borrowing when the time comes, right? She excels in DOT debuff in that extent. And then alongside with her banner is going to be Hiyori Swimsuit. Now Hiyori Swimsuit, again, cool character, alright? I might get her for collection purposes, but she's going to be a piercing type Aries student. As you can see, 4 costs. What she does is she fires 5 bullets, and then it all flies in a straight line, does damage right here to the enemies they hit. When all 5 bullets hits the same enemy, it is going to deal 308% additional damage. So again, this is going to be very good against bosses, right? If there's only one enemy, all 5 bullets hit that one enemy, you get even more damage. If EX charge gauge is 1 or more, immediately draw EX skill card, subtract 1 EX charge gauge. Alright, again, every 12 normal attacks, critical damage is going to increase by a lot. So for every 4.5 seconds, she can charge the EX charge gauge by 10%. So every time the EX charge gauge is charged to 100%, she will have a critical rate increase by 14%. The EX charge gauge can only hold up 1 to full charge. Literally, Mika banner rerun is happening, and then she comes after that. If you pull for Mika, there's no need for you to get Hiyori. Like, whatever that she has, her kit is just... it feels so subpar compared to Mika. If you look at it, she has this charge gauge thing that will increase her critical rate, whereas Mika can just have guaranteed crit on all her attacks. Alright, all attacks are guaranteed to be critical hits. So why would you get Hiyori, right? And also, you know, she needs to hit 5 bullets to deal additional damage. 1115%. Sure, percentage-wise, might not matter, it depends, but Mika have higher percentage, right? The only thing that she has over Mika is probably her lesser cost, EX cost. But I feel like, you know, probably flexibility-wise for most players, you don't really need to pull for both. Mika is probably going to be the priority for most players, and that's going to be what the recommendation is. So yeah, this is a rather long video. I want to like talk more detail about all the other characters as well, but there's going to be a very big major stream this coming weekend. Alright, if you guys are not aware, Global is 6 months before JP, and JP is 6 months ahead. In the early part of this video, I did mention that every 6 months we will have festival fast banners, fast characters. That means JP is going to announce their upcoming fast character as well. I will cover that definitely on this live stream happening this particular weekend, and I'll definitely be making a video about it. And we'll see if any of the new announcement JP characters will be replacing any of the global ones, and hopefully we get a better idea as well, so we can plan our free-to-play pyroxenes accordingly if you guys are trying to do that, right? So that's going to be very, very important. But either way, that's going to be it for this particular video. Let me know what you guys think of all of these characters. I do think that, you know, if you are a free-to-play, just get Hoshino Arm, Shiroko Terror, and Mika, these three, and just save for Kisaki. Alright, everyone else in between, you're probably not going to need them, but I'll make the videos along as they come. Alright, so with that being said, that's going to be pretty much it for this particular video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.